on the value of renunciation. Having seen the drawback of sensual pleasures, I pursued that theme. Having understood the reward of renunciation, I familiarized myself with it. My heart leaped up at renunciation, grew confident, steadfast, and firm, seeing it as peace. Then, quite withdrawn from sensuality, withdrawn from unskillful qualities, I entered and remained in the first jhana, rapture and pleasure born from withdrawal, accompanied by directed thought and evaluation. AN 9.41. And on the Four Noble Truths. Because, it is through not realizing, through not penetrating the Four Noble Truths that this long course of birth and death has been passed through and undergone by me as well as by you. What are these four? They are the noble truth of dukkha, the noble truth of the origin of dukkha, the noble truth of the cessation of dukkha, and the noble truth of the way to the cessation of dukkha. But now, because that these have been realized and penetrated, cut off is the craving for existence, destroyed is that which leads to renewed becoming, and there is no fresh becoming. DN 16. In short, the Buddha teaches how to realize true and lasting happiness, nibbana. There is that dimension where there is neither earth, nor water, nor fire, nor wind, neither dimension of the infinitude of space, nor dimension of the infinitude of consciousness, nor dimension of nothingness, nor dimension of neither perception nor non-perception, neither this world, nor the next world, nor sun, nor moon. And there, I say, there is neither coming, nor going, nor stasis, neither passing away nor arising, without stance, without foundation, without support, mental object. This, just this, is the end of stress, dukkha. UD 8.1. Both formerly and now, it is only stress, dukkha, that I describe, and the cessation of stress. SN 22.86. The Buddha is one of a kind. As he was sitting there, Moggallana the guardsman said to Venerable Ananda, Master Ananda, is there any one monk endowed in each and every way with the qualities with which Master Gautama, worthy and rightly self-awakened, was endowed? No, Brahman, there isn't any one monk endowed in each and every way with the qualities with which the Blessed One, worthy and rightly self-awakened, was endowed. For the Blessed One was the arouser of the unarisen path, the begetter of the unbegotten path, the expounder of the unexpounded path, the knower of the path, the expert with regard to the path, adept at the path. And now his disciples follow the path and become endowed with it after him. MN 108. And his reputation spreads. A monk called Gautama, it seems, a son of the Sakyans who went forth from a Sakyan clan, has been wandering in the Kosalan country with a large sangha of bhikkhus and has come to Sala. Now a good report of Master Gautama has been spread to this effect, that Blessed One is such since he is arahant and fully enlightened, perfect in true knowledge and conduct, sublime, knower of worlds, incomparable teacher of men to be tamed, teacher of gods and humans, enlightened, blessed. He describes this world with its gods, its Maras, and its Brahma, divinities, this generation with its monks and Brahmins, with its kings and its people, which he has himself realized through direct knowledge. He teaches a Dhamma that is good in the beginning, good in the middle and good in the end with the right meaning and phrasing. He affirms a holy life that is utterly perfect and pure. Now it is good to see such arahants. MN 41. He travels widely, teaching people from every caste and from all walks of life. I recall having approached many hundred assemblies of nobles, many hundred assemblies of Brahmins, many hundred assemblies of householders, many hundred assemblies of recluses. MN 12. Including lay followers. At one time the Lord was staying near Savatthi in the Jita Grove at Anathapindika's monastery. Now the lay follower Dhammika with 500 other lay followers approached the Lord. Having drawn near and having saluted the Lord respectfully, he sat down at one side. Sitting there the lay follower Dhammika addressed the Lord. SN 2.14. Digajanu the Kolian went to the Blessed One and, on arrival, having bowed down to the Blessed One, sat to one side. As he was sitting there he said to the Blessed One, "We are lay people enjoying sensuality, living crowded with spouses and children, using Kasi fabrics and sandalwood, wearing garlands, scents, and creams, handling gold and silver. May the Blessed One teach the Dhamma for those like us, for our happiness and well-being in this life, for our happiness and well-being in lives to come. The Blessed One said, there are these 4 qualities, tiger paw, that lead to a lay person's happiness and well-being in this life. Which 4? Being consummate in initiative, being consummate in vigilance, admirable friendship, and maintaining one's livelihood in tune. And what does it mean to be consummate in initiative? There is the case where a lay person, by whatever occupation he makes his living, whether by farming or trading or cattle tending or archery or as a king's man or by any other craft, is clever and untiring at it, endowed with discrimination in its techniques, enough to arrange and carry it out. This is called being consummate in initiative. And what does it mean to be consummate in vigilance? There is the case when a lay person has righteous wealth, righteously gained, coming from his initiative, his striving, his making an effort, gathered by the strength of his arm, earned by his sweat, he manages to protect it through vigilance, with the thought, how shall neither kings nor thieves make off with this property of mine, nor fire burn it, nor water sweep it away, nor hateful airs make off with it. This is called being consummate in vigilance. And what is meant by admirable friendship? There is the case where a lay person, in whatever town or village he may dwell, spends time with householders or householders' sons, young or old, who are advanced in virtue. He talks with them, engages them in discussions. He emulates consummate conviction in those who are consummate in conviction, consummate virtue in those who are consummate in virtue, consummate generosity in those who are consummate in generosity, and consummate discernment in those who are consummate in discernment. This is called admirable friendship. And what does it mean to maintain one's livelihood in tune? There is the case where a lay person, knowing the income and outflow of his wealth, maintains a livelihood in tune, neither a spendthrift nor a penny pincher, thinking, thus will my income exceed my outflow, and my outflow will not exceed my income. Just as when a weigher or his apprentice, when holding the scales, knows, it has tipped down so much or has tipped up so much, in the same way, the lay person, knowing the income and outflow of his wealth, maintains a livelihood in tune, neither a spendthrift nor a penny pincher, thinking, thus will my income exceed my outflow, and my outflow will not exceed my income. If a lay person has a small income but maintains a grand livelihood, it will be rumored of him, this clansman devours his wealth like a fruit tree eater. Commentary: one who shakes more fruit off a tree than he can possibly eat. If a lay person has a large income but maintains a miserable livelihood, it will be rumored of him, this clansman will die of starvation. But when a lay person, knowing the income and outflow of his wealth, maintains a livelihood in tune, neither a spendthrift nor a penny pincher, thinking, thus will my income exceed my outflow, and my outflow will not exceed my income, this is called maintaining one's livelihood in tune. These are the 4 drains on one's store of wealth: debauchery in sex, debauchery in drink, debauchery in gambling, and evil friendship, evil companionship, evil camaraderie. Just as if there were a great reservoir with 4 inlets and 4 drains, and a man were to close the inlets and open the drains, and the sky were not to pour down proper showers, the depletion of that great reservoir could be expected, not its increase. In the same way, these are the 4 drains on one's store of wealth: debauchery in sex, debauchery in drink, debauchery in gambling, and evil friendship, evil companionship, evil camaraderie. These are the 4 inlets to one's store of wealth: no debauchery in sex, no debauchery in drink, no debauchery in gambling, and admirable friendship, admirable companionship, admirable camaraderie. Just as if there were a great reservoir with 4 inlets and 4 drains, and a man were to open the inlets and close the drains, and the sky were to pour down proper showers, the increase of that great reservoir could be expected, not its depletion. In the same way, these are the 4 inlets to one's store of wealth: no debauchery in sex, no debauchery in drink, no debauchery in gambling, and admirable friendship, admirable companionship, admirable camaraderie. These, tiger paw, are the 4 qualities that lead to a lay person's happiness and well-being in this life. There are these 4 qualities that lead to a lay person's happiness and well-being in lives to come. Which 4? Being consummate in conviction, being consummate in virtue, being consummate in generosity, being consummate in discernment. And what does it mean to be consummate in conviction? There is the case where a disciple of the Noble Ones has conviction, is convinced of the Tathagata's awakening. Indeed, the Blessed One is worthy and rightly self-awakened, consummate in knowledge and conduct, well gone, an expert with regard to the world, unexcelled as a trainer for those people fit to be tamed, the teacher of divine and human beings, awakened, blessed. This is called being consummate in conviction. And what does it mean to be consummate in virtue? There is the case where a disciple of the Noble Ones abstains from taking life, abstains from stealing, abstains from illicit sexual conduct, abstains from lying, abstains from taking intoxicants that cause heedlessness. This is called being consummate in virtue. And what does it mean to be consummate in generosity? There is the case of a disciple of the Noble Ones, his awareness cleansed of the stain of miserliness, living at home, freely generous, open-handed, delighting in being magnanimous, responsive to requests, delighting in the distribution of alms. This is called being consummate in generosity. And what does it mean to be consummate in discernment? There is the case where a disciple of the Noble Ones is discerning, endowed with discernment of arising and passing away, noble, penetrating, leading to the right ending of stress. This is called being consummate in discernment. These, Tiger Paw, are the four qualities that lead to a lay person's happiness and well-being in lives to come. AN 8.54. Monks. I have heard that on one occasion the Blessed One was dwelling among the Sakyans at Kapalavathu in the Great Wood, together with a large Sangha of approximately 500 bhikkhus, all of them arahants. DN 20.
Dot.